Hello. My chair just broke, so I thought this would be a good time to start. Right? Well, and because Jesus is backwards. Well, you know, I'm pretty much backwards a lot of times myself, so probably pretty appropriate. All right, so today we are, and that's backwards too. Okay. Well, we'll just see what happens. So we're going to be reading about Revelation today. Wow. I know this is a kind of a challenging book of the Bible that I know a lot of adults struggle with a little bit, but the cool thing about this is that it kind of breaks it down into a pretty simple way to understand it, and so I really like it. You ready? It's called The Dream of Heaven. John was one of Jesus's helpers. He was old now and living on an island. See right here? Living on an island. Yeah, but what's on that island there? So he was living on an island, which might sound nice, except it was a prison. Ugh. Yikes. The leaders put him there to stop him from talking about Jesus. But I'm sure you don't think a little thing like being in a cell or a prison on an island in the middle of an ocean could stop God's plan, do you? No. So one morning, Jesus appeared right there in John's cell. Jesus' eyes were bright and shining like the sun. I am going to show you a secret, John, Jesus said, about when I come back. His voice was like the sound of rushing waters. Yes, it literally says that in the Bible. And you know what's really crazy? I didn't plan this. Promise you, I did not plan this. I was just looking forward to coming out to Blue River. That's where I am. Blue River, it's about 7 miles north and east of Tishomingo, and it's my favorite place to come. I've been coming here for 4 years now, and in fact, it's really the only place I come to. It's like a vacation every time I come here. People around, but no, I didn't plan this. So when I opened this up and started reading to prepare to read to you, because I haven't read to y'all the last couple of weeks, then I read that and I'm like, wow, that just gives me chills. I mean, this is truly divine. This is straight from heaven. This is meant to be, guys. So, all right, you ready? Let's keep going. Now that you have an appreciation of this like I do. So, Jesus said, write down what you see so God's children can read it and wait with happy excitement. Then Jesus gave John a beautiful dream. Except John was wide awake, and what he saw was real. And one day it would all come true. All right, so here's our picture. You see all that? Yeah. Okay, here we go. So I see a throne, and on the throne is a king. This is all what Jesus is showing John. And the king is Jesus. All around the throne, people are bowing down. They are giving him their treasures. There are loud cheers and clapping and clapping, clapping, and bright laughter like 1,000 waterfalls. Ha! That's just gets better. And everyone bursts out singing a new song. This is our King, the Lamb who died, so we don't have to, our rescuer. All honor and glory forever and ever. And every creature everywhere in heaven and on earth and under the earth and in the sea joins in. And then from all around the world, a wide, immense, beautiful silence. And I see Satan, God's horrible enemy, thrown down and defeated. All right, here's our next scene. You see that? I see a sparkling city shimmering in the sky, glittering, glowing, coming down from heaven, and from the sky. Heaven is coming down to earth. God's city is beautiful. Walls of topaz and jasper and sapphire, just beautiful. Look those up. They're just absolutely beautiful. And there's actually others that are listed in the Bible too. They only covered 3 of them. Oh, looks like we got some visitors. How about that? This is a popular place to hang out. You would make sense, right? My campsite's right up here, though. I'll turn it around and show it to you after we're done. All right, so wide streets paved with gold, gleaming pearl gates that are never locked shut. Where's the sun? Where's the moon? Oh, speaking of the moon, oh my goodness. The moon was so bright last night, I didn't need a flashlight. I could do everything I needed to do. And I could also see all the waterfall lit up. I've got pictures. When we get back to Wings, I'll show you pictures of it because it's just amazing. You got to visit. You absolutely got to visit. You got to tell. This is great. You got to your parents. You're watching this. Blue River. You just have to. It is primitive camping, so if you're not into that, just make a day trip. It's 2.5 hours from Edmond. I know that's a little bit of a long drive for a day trip, but oh my goodness, it is so worth it. You've got a land bridge where you can literally drive over the water to get to the other side. So I wouldn't recommend coming down here after we've had a big rain. But anyway, okay, so where's the sun? Where's the moon? Well, they aren't needed anymore. God is all the light people need. No more darkness and no more night. And the king says, look, God and his children are together again, and no more running away or hiding, no more crying or being lonely or afraid, no more being sick or dying or COVID-19 virus. Hate you. Because all those things are gone. Yes, they're gone forever. Thank you, Jesus. Everything sad has come untrue. And see, I have wiped away every tear from every eye. And then a deep, beautiful voice that sounded like thunder in the sky says, look, I am making everything new. So it was hard to squeeze all John saw into words and fit it onto a page and cram it into a book. All the words on all the pages of all the books in all the world would never be enough. In fact, John in his gospel, John 21:25, the very last verse, he said the very same thing. Like, there's no way. All the miracles, all the things that Jesus did and talked about, you can't fit it. It wouldn't be able to be contained in, like, you put it all over the world. I guess it'd probably fill up volumes of books all the way into the sky. I am the beginning, Jesus said, and the ending. One day, John knew heaven would come down and mend God's broken world and make it our true, perfect home once again. And he knew in some mysterious way that would be hard to explain, that everything was going to be more wonderful for once having been so sad. And we know sad, don't we? Oh my gosh. Woo! Do we know sad? Missing each other, missing wings. And he knew then that the ending of the story was going to be so great, it would make all the sadness and tears and everything seem just like a shadow that is chased away by the morning sun. I'm on my way, said Jesus. I'll be there soon. So John came to the end of his book, but he didn't write the end because, of course, that's how stories finish. And this one's not over yet. So instead, he wrote, you know what he wrote? Come quickly, Jesus, which perhaps is really just another way of saying, let's look at this picture first. Can you see it? I hope you can see it. There we go. Okay, so come quickly, Jesus. It's another way of saying, to be continued. Don't you like movies that are, shows, they're like to be continued? Has anybody binge watched some shows? It's always like, can't wait, to be continued. I confess, I did binge watch one show during this virus thing. I try not to do that, but I just couldn't resist this one. It was Turn. It was about the Washington spies in 1776 through 1778, the American Revolutionary War. Wow, that I did not know all the details about how important all that information gathering was. Anyway, to our success, to us becoming a country, it was vital, actually. So let's finish with this. It's a paraphrase of John 1 and verses 12 and 13. It says this: for anyone who says yes to Jesus, for anyone who believes that what Jesus said, for anyone who will just reach out and take it, then God will give them this wonderful gift, to be born into a whole new life, to be who they really are, who God always made them to be, their own true selves, God's dear children. Because you see, the most wonderful thing about this story, his story, is it's your story too. Amen? Amen. Love this. The Jesus Storybook Bible. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to get out of my broken chair. I can't believe I did this whole thing. I was just about to press my little remote here when my chair broke, and I thought, well, that's the story of my life. That's all right. I'm gonna roll with it. Oh, here's my chair. Hopefully I can fix it. I don't know. It's kind of old. All right, so here we go. You take a look. I'll show you around. That's cool. We got some visitors. Okay, so here's a campsite up here. I always put an extra couple tents so that makes it look like I got a big old party going on and people won't mess with me as much. There's my canoe. are all my stuff. Made some coffee this morning, some sausage with some onions and mushrooms, and yeah, it was good. Okay, well, thank you for joining me here at Blue River. Hope you've had a good time. You got to come here, got to check it out. This is an amazing place that God has made for us, and it's free. It's well, you know, since it's not electric hookups, it's free. Only thing you do have to have is a fishing license, but that's standard, you know, no matter where you go. But they don't charge you extra camping fee or a you know, an extra fee like Lake Hefner or Overholser or any of those other places do. So anyway, all right, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me, and we'll talk to you soon on Zoom. All right, love you guys. Bye.